Hi everyone, I'm Laurencio, and in this video I'm going to talk about all 3D Need for Speed games I could find on Java, and in the next video I'm going to talk about all 2D Need for Speed games I could find on Java. Okay, so the first one, Need for Speed Underground 2, is a mod, at least the description of the game says so. I present you a mod, a try to make Need for Speed Underground 2 Java. It turned out to be quite a successful attempt. The foundation is taken from Fast and Furious 4 of Sonic, the textures text are replaced, and so are the cars, which are replaced too. And I have to add that they modded the game from daytime levels to night levels, and added menus and made the story of Underground 2. It's actually a well-made mod. They've cut out many parts of the original game and remodeled it into a Need for Speed game, with its own story, making it an almost brand new game. You have different race modes, a handful of cars. It's definitely worth checking out. And Need for Speed Underground 3 is a mod after the mod. It's Underground 2 modded, so that now you have, for example, the Mitsubishi Lancer, my soul car, but it doesn't have a spoiler, which makes the car less attractive. Anyway, it's a modded version of the previous one. It's somewhat of an add-on to the other one, which is awesome. Need for Speed Underground Rivals is another mod after the Fast and Furious game, but this time with different cars, different story, and a different setup of races. It's a pretty good mod that deserves to be played. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3D has the most impressive graphics, but unfortunately the frame rate doesn't hold and it isn't as smooth as the other ones. It's playable, but it's bothersome at the same time. In Hot Pursuit you can play both as a racer and as a cop. You get a handful of cars again and a handful of tracks. It's a good game too. Need for Speed Carbon has some insane 3D Java graphics, but unfortunately it has few tracks. But it has multiple cars though, and among those cars are my beloved Mitsubishi Lancer. And you can upgrade the cars, and the game has a story. It's a good Java game. It doesn't pump that much content, but it uses what it has well enough to make it into a half an hour experience, which is nice for a 3D Java game. Need for Speed Run looks good. You have a handful of cars, but the impressive part is that the tracks are pretty numerous for a 3D Java game, and they are varied, making you feel like you traverse the United States. They are repetitive, but still, they are plenty enough to fit a lot of geography in them. And the frame rate is pretty good. It's a very nice game. Need for Speed Shift looks jaw-dropping. The graphics are over the top, and over the top graphics comes a good gameplay, a nice variety of cars, and a nice variety of tracks. If your phone can run it, you definitely have to get this game. It's amazing. Need for Speed Undercover has again some amazing graphics. You get around 5 locations and 7 cars to drive in, and just like in Need for Speed Run, here too you get bullet time, meaning that you can go with slow motion. And that is not the only feature it picked from other games. But just like in Need for Speed Shift, here too you can drift with the drift bar. It's another great game. You should try it. Need for Speed Pro Street has 8 cars, a nice number of tracks, and you can tune your car performance wise, just like in the rest of the games. And I love the cars you have available, as among those you get a Subaru Impreza and an AE86, which are legendary cars. The AE86 is the car you see now in the video. This game is one I recommend you try to. It's awesome. And the last one, Need for Speed Most Wanted 3D, is the best. It has a pretty nice number of cars. You get different race types ranging from speed traps to normal races, you get a handful of tracks again, and the game is fairly long, taking you around 2 hours to finish it. You can tune your car with both visuals and performance part, Overall, it's an incredible game that, in spite being 3D, pumps a lot of content into the game. As you know that 3D Java games usually have less content to fit into the tiny file. Well, Most Wanted manages to fit into the file both content and visuals, which is very impressive. Okay, so this was the video. Stay tuned for the second one, for the all 2D Need for Speed games on Java. Okay, so this was the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitch, Instagram or Discord, I left the links to those in the video description. Also, if you want to see another video of mine, just wait till I stop talking and there will be thumbnails of other videos I've made. Thanks for watching.